Guess what? My God. Look who's on. Look who's back.
Wow.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm sitting on the wet spot. How you doing, Big Jesse?
Big David Shark Freilich.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
Ain't much of a... I love your silver leather, dude.
Oh, I love your black leather, man. We're like the
Who
Leather
would've
Brothers.
Huh?
Yeah, and we both got
Who
black
thunk
glasses
that?
on, too. Did we go to the same optometrist?
Oh, don't. You know what? I just
I
want
think
to
so.
clear up a rumor real quick
Okay.
going around about me being illiterate. That is bull honky. I know who my parents are.
Yeah, but the problem is, do they know you?
I ain't illiterate.
That's a real big key. I mean, you know.
Don't forget who else we got in here.
Oh, we got Big Lee. Big Lee. Big Lee. That's right. The big blo- the big blo- the big the bl-
He's
the,
rolling large,
the
too.
black Italian. That's right.
Yeah.
Black Italian.
Black Italian.
That's like Black Stallion. Black Stallion
Do it, baby.
Italian.
I got you.
Black
Go, man.
Italian. Yes. Yeah, he's got places in high places and places in low places. He's got places all over the world. Yeah, we better watch out because he controls everything here. He's like the controller of our destiny.
Don't get it twisted, baby.
That's right.
Speaking of twisted,
We got a lot of twisted things to talk
what
about.
is going on with American youth?
Well, I think they're all twisted. Oh, he's got to scoot over. Oh, you got to bring that microphone over. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like everything is backwards. Like the opposite is the norm now. Like gay is straight, wrong is right, left is right, right is left, up is down,
In is out.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like I don't know when it started, but it's growing exponentially,
Yes.
and it doesn't make sense. And it's just like these back acts. How do you say ass backwards?
Bass backwards. Back asswards. Back asswards.
Yeah, just doesn't make sense. And the rest of the youth that isn't really learning much or just taught how to memorize,
Right.
doesn't really think for themselves, fact check, or learn on their own. They just believe what's told to them.
Fact check. Are you talking
Not
about
fact
the
chicks.
fat chick?
No, fact checks.
Fat chick.
Fact checking.
Fact. Oh, fat.
Stuff that
oh,
CNN
fat,
doesn't do.
Oh, fat checking.
Yeah, that
Like
too.
checking someone's fat. Fat checking.
Yeah, you walk around, you can do a little pinch,
you
grab
pinch
a
there.
little meter of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you
And
need.
that's another
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
America's youth, 75% of them is overweight, out of shape, can't do, a couple pull-ups or a few push-ups to save their life because they work out with their thumbs playing video games. And
But they
virtual
got
reality.
strong thumbs.
Oh, I'll say.
You put them thumbs where no one else
I
could
don't
ever
get
reach.
it. I don't understand. It's not the America I grew up in.
Well, you're true because nobody climbs trees when they're kids. No one climbs walls. No one jumps in pools.
They
no one...
do on a video game.
Oh yeah,
You
but
got to
that's what
hurdle
they-
that to kill
And
the
they put
next
a
guy
mask
and
on.
then go back.
And they put a mask on called a virtual reality mask now, so they can jump around in their living room.
I just had to help a friend of a friend. I'm not going to mention names, but this guy's been a crook his whole life. And he's up in a hotel room, and he's got all kinds of drugs. And he's got the VR thing and a big tub of lotion. And when he's not, doing meth or rails with hookers, he's wanking his noodle to where, you're talking about grip.
Man, you
This
guys
guy.
got a grip like a piece
But I'm
of
just
steel.
saying that
huh?
that's like the new reality is
Right.
virtual reality.
Yes,
Wow.
a lot of wankers out there, I guess.
Crank yankers.
Yeah. Going to be something like that. Left and righters and right and lefters.
I mean, I'm
Excuse,
more of a grower than a shower, but
excuse
I'm talking
me.
about-
My name is Mr. Mehoff, Jack. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's right. I used to do it at International House of Pancakes. I'd take their microphone. I'd say, I'd write my name, Mr. Mehoff, and then Jack, and they would say, and then they would call out, a party of four, Jack Mehoff.
We used to do that at the pool. I used to work
Yeah.
lifeguard. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paging Mike Cock. Mike Cock, please
Yes.
come to the front to your podium.
Yeah.
You have a phone call.
Yes, or Hughesy Erection,
Yeah.
Hughesy, or
Bend over. Are you here? Bend over.
or Connie and her sister Lingus, Connie Lingus.
Pat my weenie. We just had Lucky Charms that are magically delicious.
This is the Juvenile Delinquent Show. That's what it is.
Or the two gay Irish guys.
Well, I am Scott Irish.
I'm Scott German.
Buster Hyman.
All right, Buster Hyman.
Ah.
or Mr. Hong, Mr. Long Hong.
Or the two gay Irish guys, Neil Fitzpatrick
Oh,
and Patrick Fitzneil. All right, let's get down to some serious business.
Before we do that though, we're gonna have some fun here. Okay. Before we do that, we're gonna do some nursery rhymes, voiceover type. So
Okay.
like if you were called in to do a voiceover, and they
Do I
want
get
you,
to pick the character?
yeah, I get to pick the nursery rhyme.
I know, but can I pick a character to do the voice?
Oh, you can pick whatever you want. It's your interpretation.
All right.
Okay. And
Somewhere over the rainbow, hit it. There's a real cute girl named Dorothy who's crying. Because of the scarecrow, the Tim, and then the cowardly lion. Oh, you spit beating it. Good thing I got glasses on.
okay.
How you guys doing out there? Please, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, I can only do one thing at once here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just
Now, are we going to agree to disagree, correct?
we are.
All right.
All right. Okay. No, wait a minute. Yeah.
Because I don't know what Thursday's audience is because I'm usually here on a Wednesday.
Yes. McDonald's Farm nursery rhyme.
Oh.
Nursery rhyme words. Lyrics? Words?
Now, do you want the real ones or some made up ones?
No, you got to be the real ones.
Huh.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah,
Madonna.
Yeah, you got to do it any way. That
Boy,
you,
if I had bought stock in
okay,
McDonald's
you,
when I was a
okay,
kid.
there it
every
is.
time I got
Can you see it with your new
20
glasses? Right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so you read the nursery rhyme. Old McDonald's had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Yeah.
Okay, and you read it any way that you want.
All right.
And you don't have to do multiple. You can do just one or two or however.
Well, how about you do 2 sentences? I do 2 sentences.
Okay, no. How about you do the first paragraph,
And then you do the
and
second
then
one.
I'll do the second paragraph, and then we'll see. We'll
Let's keep alternating. And then
So-
at the end, when it does everything, we'll do it together.
So that's what we're going to do.
All right.
Okay. So you can start off because I want to put it right here so we both can see it. And okay. So, all right. So you're called in to do a voiceover for Old MacDonald Had a Farm.
Yeah.
And David Shark Freilich, take one.
Where's the music?
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on this farm, he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O, with a oink, oink here, and a oink, oink there, and an oink here, and an oink there, and an oink everywhere. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
That's Uncle Pervy.
Yeah. And old MacDonald, he had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm, he had a duck. E-I-E-I-O. With a quick, quick here and a quick, quick there. Here, quick, there, quick. Everywhere, quick, quick. Old MacDonald had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm, he had a lamb, E-I-E-I-O. He also had a horse.
Just keep doing yours. Fucking skip the paragraph. Go ahead.
Can't follow instructions.
with a lamb here, and a lamb there, and a horse here, and a horse there. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O.
Old MacDonald, he had this farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on his farm, he had this horse, E-I-E-I-O, with a neigh-neigh here and a neigh-neigh there. Here a neigh, there a neigh, everywhere. Neigh-neigh. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I. Watch it grow.
Oh my God!
How do you make it go up?
I don't know. That's something you have
No,
to
scroll
learn.
it
Scroll it, baby.
down the other way.
The other way.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
No.
Now together.
No, I can't see it. Wait a minute here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We're do it together.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to make it bigger. It's only
Here,
one side.
try this lotion. Old
A
MacDonald
MacDonald
had a farm,
E-I-E-I-O.
and on his farm he had some chickens, E-I-E-I-O. With a cluck, cluck, here,
and a cluck, cluck there.
here a cluck,
There a cluck.
everywhere a cluck, cluck.
Oh, McDonald.
With a
had
ba-ba.
farm. Oh, it's a baba. I thought it was a cluck.
Baba,
Or maybe it's a
Here.
cock. I don't know.
it's your turn. Baba, where?
Okay, that's it. We're done. Let's get to the issues of the day. You got the job.
Pretty sad we had to read that. We don't remember it, like the Pledge of Allegiance. People don't know what that is.
What's the Pledge of Allegiance?
Star Spangled Banner, they can't do it.
What's that?
Who butchered up the national anthem at the halftime
Okay,
show?
let's talk. Let's get going now.
Let's go then.
All right, this Oregon governor is not going to send any troops down for the National Guard to guard the border of this caravan of people that are coming across Mexico right now, and they just got They got this tri-country
Isn't it
visa.
a lady, the governor?
Yeah, she's a governor.
And she's refusing to do what the federal.
Yeah, she won't
mandates.
send. She won't send the National Guard from Oregon down to help out the border.
Well, then we should in turn take away security for Oregon's border.
I think she's a friggin' traitor.
Of course she is.
I mean, but Oregon.
Because she doesn't have to. Because she doesn't feel like it. Because she doesn't identify with that.
But wouldn't you agree with
bet
me
she's a
that
Democrat.
Oregon is Californicated
Yep,
completely?
very much so.
And they got hypodermic needles and opiate problems. They got shooter heroin rooms up there.
So does San Fran. So did San Diego.
And what's
so does
going
every
on
big
with
town.
that, man? San Francisco. What's going
Sanctuary
on?
city, baby. Anything's allowed. Everything goes. Nothing. No holds barred.
I mean, seriously.
No
I mean,
no soap bars held.
no whores barred. No, but no, seriously, man. You could be at the park playing with your kid. The kid falls down and get a needle in their butt.
Again?
A used hypodermic needle.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense. It's just like, who's the mayor of all these towns that want everyone that's not an American to come live there, but live off America's hard work? It's patriotism. It's the veterans that fought the war that made this a free country so they could have that freedom of speech and all kinds of free medical and education and a check, in the mail and the EBT card and a phone and this and that. And it just doesn't make sense why we can't put our own people first.
And California now they're talking about disallowing the police to use deadly weapons, deadly firearms in situations.
Why?
Did you see that bill
Why?
that's passing through the assembly
Why?
right now?
Why would you not want to kill a criminal so he can escape to rob or murder or
Because
rape
they
someone
say
else?
the police shoot too many black people. That's what the article
well,
said.
Statistics are more blacks commit crimes than any other colored person, and they're not really black. They're dark tan. I've never seen a black person. Never seen a white person either. Or a yellow. I mean, they call, a brown, a green, a blue. It's just like, and if you don't agree with whatever they think is tolerance and acceptance, that they want you to tolerate and accept what they have to say. But if you say something different, then you're a racist and a homophobe and a xeno this and a Muslim that and a so-and-so this. And, you hate that a lot. Some of my best friends are black, gay, Mexican, stuff like that. It has nothing to do with, color.
But that's why this bill is passing through the assembly right now at the state, because they're saying that too much crime is being perpetrated by black African Americans getting shot.
How about
by
the latest
police.
guy that was running through his grandma's house at the middle of the night and the helicopters were there with a searchlight and he had something in his hand? Yeah, they overshot him and they should have tased him. But at the same time, what are you doing running from the cops when they say, stop, freeze, lay on the ground, put your hands out, and you keep running over a fence and jumping through this? And, you're up to no good. And then they show the nicest picture. I'm going back to Trayvon Martin, who didn't look anything like his picture when he was, in the altercation with whatever's George Zimmerman or something.
Yeah, well, that George Zimmerman was a nut, too.
I'm not saying he wasn't, but they show this 8th grade high school prom picture rather than this guy that's I don't know what did he look like when he got into that fight. And yeah, he was, circumstantial evidence. One guy was out of line, the other guy was out of line. It's the bigger FU, rather than saying, "Hey, man, I'd appreciate it if you didn't do this." And then
even Democrats,
if it comes out,
Democrats,
doesn't
in
matter
the
if you're Democrat or
state of
independent.
California,
Doesn't
though,
matter.
are looking at Jerry Brown and Nunez and all these guys, and they're saying they have even gone too far to the left. They've gone so far to the left that they're imposing gas tax on citizens here. It's killing the middle class.
Jerry Brown's a joke.
I mean, what is this with
But he
Jerry
keeps
Brown?
getting
and all-
reelected, like
well,
Nancy
he's not going
Pelosi.
to be reelected this time, but his protege Gavin Newsom is slated to win. Though I'm not going to vote for him. But the point is, what is in the minds of these people in California? Do they just want to drive people out of the state?
They want more votes, so they're bringing in people that will vote Democratic
Why?
and
It's
make
like
the other people leave. So
they
this
don't
will
even
always
care
be-
about Americans.
No, they don't.
They would care about illegals
They
more
care
than
about
they care about
foreigners.
Americans.
Exactly.
Over 1 million illegal aliens received driver's license in the last 3 years. 1 million. 1 million.
Wow.
1 million.
Well, let me ask you this: does that now give them the right to vote?
No, they can't vote yet.
Yes, they
But it's
can.
on its way.
Well, they just had that one chick that voted in 5 different precincts, half a dozen times,
Right.
and that's just one of many. It's just like they want that because they can't win any other way. They got to get names off of tombstones and fake Social Security numbers and stuff. There's a big list of like 38 things that you have to have a driver's license for.
Right.
Owning a gun, renting a car, airline ticket,
Right.
this and that, starting a bank account, blah, 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 goes down, but you don't need one to vote. And that doesn't make sense why you shouldn't have to prove that you're an American to vote in American politics. I don't get that.
Look at the MS-13 gang members, this caravan of people that's coming across from Mexico right now, though some of it has been broken up a little bit because
And
Trump,
they're not all bad people, but
No,
come
no.
here legally.
They do this every year, though. It's sort of
Come
like
on.
it's sort of like a festival. They do this every year. It's what they do. This is not the first time this has been done.
Right.
And they make this trek across Mexico, and Mexico kind of just looks the other way. And the reason why they group up is because they protect themselves against the corrupt criminals in Mexico and the corrupt government. That'll kidnap them and do all kinds of hellacious, terrible things to them. So they
Right.
group up as caravans. That's been proven. But they're coming across, and they're
Where are they coming up from again?
for Central America. They're basically
Colombia.
they're all El Salvadorians, Guatemalans, Belize.
Is it trying to do something like why Europe is failing now because they just had open borders and they
well,
want all
check
these
it out. Check it out.
refugees from everywhere just to come in?
MS-13 was born in El Salvador. Okay,
Yeah.
and it was an extension of 18th Street gang members who were El Salvadorian who got deported in the 70s. They went back to their country. They were having that guerrilla warfare, the civil war in El Salvador through the 70s and in the 80s, and they created this gang called MS-13. And then they exported them to the United States. And now there's something to the degree of almost 100,000 MS-13 gang members sprinkled all around the United States of America. And they are terrible.
Yeah.
They are one of the most vicious, bloodthirsty gangs, and they're all kids. And they
Can't
just
all be kids.
Well,
they got to
check
have
it
some
out.
elders.
Well, they
How
do.
about that
but
mayor
wait a minute,
up
wait.
in Oakland?
99
alerted him?
MS-13 gang members
Yeah.
who were arrested just the other day all entered the U.S. as unaccompanied minors.
Okay.
So
But they're not minors anymore.
no, but they came here as
I
unaccompanied
got you.
minors.
Yeah.
So how many minors are in that group that's coming right now that don't have any parents
Good
with
question.
They were going to Mexico City. They weren't coming here.
No, they're coming here.
They're coming here.
They all stopped in Mexico.
them? No, they stopped at a soccer field, and they had been redirected by the Mexican government because the Mexican government got pressured by Trump and said, "I'll pull NAFTA." Whether he's going to do it or not, he threatened to do it, and that's what Trump does. He threatens a lot of things, knowing that he's not going to do it for the sake of the art of the deal. But so they don't know what to do with those people, so they've kind of broken it up a little bit. But nevertheless, the point is, this has been going on for some time before this, and so I mean.
Is
do
it-
we have borders or do we not? That's the question.
Apparently, we have a border where you can look on a map, and yeah, you're in Mexico now or in Canada, those two borders, but it's not really enforced to a high degree. And I know that under certain administrations, what was I going to say?
Well, look, the Border Patrol agents are all requesting help.
I understand that, but there's been documented proof where people that were working for Border Patrol were paid to take off certain days, and they didn't get the memo in time, so they showed up to work, and they noticed all these strange-looking people carrying these wooden boxes and crates and stuff, whether it's a bazooka or a surface-to-air missile or drugs or automatic weapons or whatever, and they got fired for exposing it. And then their life became threatened, going, how dare you? You weren't supposed to be at work. And, they're all paid off because there's lots of corrupt people that work in all branches of the government and the military and the city council to the mayor to the House of Representatives.
Either we're going to have...
We need one.
We're going to have a border in this country, the way all countries have borders and how they protect their borders in Mexico, how they protect their borders in El Salvador, how they protect their borders in China, how they protect their borders in Nigeria, how they protect their borders in Germany. We're either going to have borders or we're not.
Well, they're not protecting their borders in Germany anymore.
Well, that's right. And look, they've had the
and they're tied with the rape capital of the world with Sweden.
Well, London too. London has no guns.
And you
citizens
can't
in London
tell someone that they're did something wrong, or you can't expose the rapist, but you can the victim.
The mayor of London is a Muslim.
No
okay,
shit.
He's the first Muslim mayor in a major city in England.
That country is sinking so quick.
Check it out. They don't have guns in London. They're not allowed to have guns in England. Okay,
the legal people,
right?
Yeah.
Well, even the police are just starting to carry guns. The second wave of coppers that come to rescue.
So they got to be close enough to you to hit you with a baton or spray you with mace.
But check it out. Violent crime in London is up 19%, including murder.
Call it 20.
Okay. Sex offenses is up 19%.
Jeez.
Knife crime is up 26%.
Yeah.
Stalking and harassment is up 36%.
From what time? This time 2 years ago?
From before he was mayor, before the mayor, before all the Muslims were allowed to come into London, where there are more mosques being opened up
shutting down
churches.
Yeah.
Okay, the teeter-totter.
What does that tell you?
It's turning, and that's what's happened in Germany.
It's not going to be able to turn back
and that's what's happened in France.
Yeah.
Okay, because they've allowed these people to bum rush their nations. Okay? And this is what I've said all along. 11% theft and burglaries is up 11%. Grooming of children is up 64%. You want to know what grooming of children is? That's human trafficking.
No,
that's having
so you
sex.
Can pick an 8-year-old for your wife.
Yeah.
That's how you groom them.
So I mean, where does a country have its borders? Are we not allowed to have them? Open borders is not the right thing.
It's in the government, and they allow whomever they want to come in because they're under pressure and they're getting tons of money under the table somewhere.
Right. For the open border people. They want a borderless society. Because in a borderless society, then they have a mixture of peoples that they can control and that come into your country that change the dynamic of your country.
Oh, exactly. But you don't control them. They don't
change the dynamic
of the country. Once they come into your thing, they don't abide by the laws. They run off and start their own little thing and rape this and
the number one.
I'm not saying they're all bad, but they're not all good either.
And I'm not saying that the Muslims are all bad either. But these are facts. I mean, the bottom line is, if you look at Christianity and you look at Islam, okay, people of the Islamic faith, Muslims, are out making babies over Christians
5-1,
8-1.
Jesus.
For every
that's how they're going to take over
population.
Exactly.
And in order for you to have a sovereign nation where your culture, whatever that culture is, 2.67 babies per family, you must meet. Yeah. If you don't meet that criteria, whoever is in your nation making more babies than you is going to ultimately, in 20 to 50 years, is going to erase your culture and replace it with the culture that has the greatest population.
I agree.
And that's what's happening in Europe right now in front of us. This is what's happening in America. This is what's happening. If you hate Caucasian people, don't worry. In 50 to 100 years, ain't none of them going to be left in the world.
Nope. Not at all. It's just a sad thing that they have such lax, and whatever her name was, something Chancellor Merkel from Germany, and now this new Muslim mayor, and the guy Trudeau in Canada.
Right.
All these people are just wanting all these Syrian refugee immigrants that really haven't been vetted, that don't have any history, all their records are wiped out. And, I'm just saying that, it's just me and my 3 wives and my 10 kids, that's all. And they go right on the paycheck, the payroll for the company, for the country. And the people that from that country go to the back of the line.
They get refugee status up in Michigan and up in Minnesota and Wisconsin, coming across the Canadian border. And these guys are all driving Escalades.
Hello.
But let's take it away.
Burning?
Let's take.
You smell electrical burning?
Yeah, it smells like something's burning.
Something's burning.
But let's take the group away that we're talking about. Do you want your nation
Wires getting
to be a sovereign nation or not? Do you want your country to be a country or not?
I do. You come here like our
it's that
foreparents
simple,
did,
David.
through Ellis Island, and you get vetted. You learn this. You get some history. You make a pledge, and from then on, you're an American.
Either you're an American or you're not.
Yeah. So these illegals, you know what it is? It's whoever screams the loudest and realizes that, they want tolerance and diversity and equality. But at the same time, if you disagree with what they have to say, or you don't like their answer, or they don't like yours, oh my God.
Right.
Then you're a racist, and because you're different. It's not the answer I wanted, and you're not the same as us. So the open borders, I just let anybody in.
Where does it stop and where does it start? And even our states right now, Oregon is not going to participate at all with sending their National Guard down to help patrol the border. We're only talking about 2,000 to 4,000 National Guardsmen and women that they're going to send down there. Okay, and they're not going to be on the front lines arresting people. They can't. They're not allowed to do that. The National Guard is.
You smell what was burning?
What was burning?
A couple of hippies in the back with some incense.
Oh, that's what it was.
That ain't incense. That's a crack pipe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
How you know?
Because I smelt it before.
Oh.
Okay. So in that respect, what you have, the National Guard is not allowed to do any arresting unless there's martial law. Then the National Guard can arrest, and it can be a police.
What?
And the Army can too. But there has to be martial law. The National Guard are there to
arrest,
to reinforce, to help.
What about Border Patrol?
Well, they're
They're told to stand down too.
But it helps Border Patrol to allow Border Patrol to do their jobs, and that is arrest. Okay.
So then you put them in our system.
No, I'm talking about the National Guard.
I understand that, but let's say they're coming from Mexico. So as soon as they step across into America, they're going to scatter like roaches. And the ones that you do catch are going to go into the system. And then they're going to spend time in there, and you have a public defender, and cost taxpayers so much money rather than keeping them from coming in the first place.
President Trump, through the Justice Department, has recently encouraged that the judges that are appointed by the Justice Department, that they're on watch. They have to prosecute so many cases of illegal aliens every year. And if they don't hit this mark and have faster adjudication, then what's going to take place is they're going to lose their judgeship. Okay, so they're on watch now to do that, to make the system run faster and faster and faster. But the point I'm trying to make is that the National Guard isn't going to be doing any arresting. They're going to be doing observation to allow the Border Patrol to do their job. And their job is the function of arresting and the function of taking care of our border. That's what they do. But this is why we need the wall. What are your feelings about that? I think we need that wall. 800 miles of that wall needs to be put in.
Well,
it's only $25 billion.
A wall is only as good as the people that watch the gate. So open borders to let not just anybody, but everybody in that's seeking asylum, and they've escaped whatever and psychiatric shit, and they're evildoers and criminals and drug lords and terrorists and gang members. Doesn't make sense to bring them to America. That's why they want to come here for the asylum and to build their, whatever empire on the greatest country on the earth. And nobody's wanting to go to Colombia and Venezuela and Mexico City and all this stuff to build their stuff, because that's already in their hands. It's already corrupt. It's already infiltrated.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because like Pablo Escobar, the great cocaine kingpin of the 1970s, okay? There were three kingpins, actually. There was Pablo Escobar, there was Ochoa, and there was a go-between out of Florida. He was Puerto Rican, and he was an American citizen, okay?
I saw that movie with Tom Cruise.
Well, this was a documentary, and I read a book about this. This guy set up the islands that they would hop, skip, and jump to get the planes, the small planes, into America under the radar, okay? And he set that up. He eventually got himself killed because he started doing a lot of the coke himself, and then Pablo Escobar took over the whole system and became the first billionaire coke dealer, billionaire criminal. Right. But his enterprise was to get the drugs into America. And you know where he landed most of their planes? Arkansas. And it just so happens that Arkansas was under the governorship of yours truly, President Clinton. And guess who was the Attorney General of Arkansas? Hillary.
Get out of here. What are the coinky-dinks of that?
That's a quinky-dink.
Because I have friends that work in the various branches of the service, from the, Coast Guard, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army, you name it. And a lot of the drugs would be packed into like 40-foot open bowed, like aquamarine, aqua sport, something like that, with 5 outboard engines, and it would have as much as they could hold, and they would come at night.
Which was about 1,000 kilos.
I don't know. They would come at night and go try and make it past Cuba, and then go into the islands and come in from,
And they found that wasn't efficient enough, because the drug problem in America had gotten such a crazed, they became addicted that they couldn't bring in enough coke fast enough, so they had to find another way to do it. So that's why they had this army of airplanes. I mean, we're talking thousands of airplanes at this island out in the Caribbean, okay, that they would hop, skip, and jump to, which, all right, now here's the point. The point is, we have a drug problem in America, okay?
And Tide Pods. Those are delicious, by the way.
Oh, do you like the blue, red,
and
white,
I
blue
love
ones?
snorting condoms. Oh, my God.
Isn't it
the
great?
Trojan ribbed ones?
Oh, they come through and kind of really
glow in the dark.
Doesn't it clean out your nostrils? It cleans out your nostrils really well. And you can go like this, right? Zip, 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 zip,
like
zip,
a
zip, zip.
spaghetti noodle.
Yeah.
I love it.
Like a file. Right? Oh, man.
What is wrong with America's youth? But
so we have a drug problem.
Of
all right.
course.
So it's the drug problem that creates the desire for the criminals to get the drugs here. Okay. And they have to protect their drugs on their journey here. And that's where weapons come into play. And under Obama, Fast and Furious, I guess a lot of AR-15, M1 rifles, M16 rifles ended up in the drug cartels of Mexico.
And they didn't track them. They should have put like scanner chip.
Something like 10,000 or something. It was thousands and thousands of them. Okay, I don't know the exact number, but you see.
Can you see what the name of that latest Tom Cruise movie was? It was all about that, exactly what you're talking about, where he worked for the air private contractor, and then he got a better deal from the drug lords, and he started going. And next thing you know, he had so much money. And they set him up finally where they double crossed him, but it was like 6 months ago. It was a pretty cool movie, but it's the latest one with all the drug stuff. So he played one of the pilots.
Either we're going to have a border that we can protect from people walking across, digging under, coming through, and we have a border that we can protect in the skies. Through radar and all the sophisticated AWACS units and systems, or we lose our country.
Man, it's going down the drain pretty quick.
In many different areas.
I hear you.
So, I mean, you got to make that determination. Do you want a country or do you not? That's just
this is
that
the last
simple.
safe haven on the planet, just about, too. Besides, I think Poland grew some balls.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
And so did Israel. Because Israel, they put up a 100-foot wall. And the minute they did that, all the car bombs and the bus bombs and the taxi bombs and the cafe bombs
because then you can monitor who's coming into your country.
Okay, so
it doesn't want to strap explosives to themselves. There it is.
And as I said, the wall is only $25 billion. Now that's an F-35 Raptor is something like several $1 billion for one fighter jet. One fighter jet is not the Raptors, the F-35, and then you have the F-22, the newest one, the F-35. That's billions of dollars just for that one plane. Okay, if they can allocate money like that, if they can allocate the way these congressmen and senators allocate this $1 trillion, what was it, $1 trillion budget? And I like what Trump is doing, because he's going to start rescinding on that $1 trillion budget.
I got you.
He signed it. Now he's going to start saying no, and rescind stuff off it. Okay, but the point
What
is,
about sanctions and stuff too?
$25 billion is not that much money when you talk about the pot the government works with.
Oh, I got you. And they got corrupt people and double spies and secret agents everywhere. So they know what's going on.
Yeah.
But a lot of, and I'm just going to say the alphabet soup rather than name out a certain entity. There's so many corrupt people that have worked their way to the top of that that are being exposed now and subpoenaed and questioned and fired, besides, destroying evidence and, making people disappear and stuff like that. They're just so corrupt, it's not even funny.
So what do you think California is going to look like if we continue down this path? What do you say California is going to be like in 10 years? If the homelessness continues, if the potholes in the streets continues, and the human poop continues to lay on the street, and the urine and the trash doesn't get picked up on the street, and we continue to have a weakened police force, and we continue to have this type of allow illegal aliens into this country from all over the world. What do you think in this state? What do you think California is going to look like in 10 years? What's life going to be like?
All right, big guy, pump the brakes. Yes. This country is going to look like that third world shit, some kind of country that other people are leaving to come here and to create the very same environment which is what they've left, yes. And if they don't do something very quickly, it will be what is called past the point of no return.
You think we're past the point of no return?
We are bordering on a seesaw, teetering right now.
It is amazing that so many people
And I love the
can't
Indian
see that.
people. I love every kind of person, unless you want to come here and turn my backyard. Just like I was getting gas at Arco yesterday, and this chick and some whatever dude with spiked hair and tattoos and badass shit like that. And I just got done, doing 300 push-ups and 100 pull-ups and dips and all kinds of stuff like that. I was feeling good and yoked, but I had on loose clothing, and I'm driving an old junky truck. And she takes her soda cup right out of the thing after they got gas, just holds it out there and drops it on the friggin'. And I go, "Are you gonna pick that up, please?" And she goes, "Oh, fuck, it doesn't matter. There's shit everywhere." I'm like, "Are you?" And I started to get out of my car, and they couldn't get out of there fast enough. I go, "You friggin' loser!" I didn't say friggin', but I did say loser.
Right.
Oh my God, just stuff like that.
When in Los Angeles,
So polluting.
in Los Angeles, when I was running for politics, and I was doing a lot of community activists a few years ago, and I was
We gotta do
I was
something,
hot
bro.
and heavy with the human trafficking, and all that was my agenda. When I wasn't selling real estate, that's what I was doing for 10 years,
Well,
7
you
and a
have
half
a
years.
company.
Right. And but we've laid low about a year and a half right now, since I've been getting the show going and stuff. But the point is that I want to make here is illegal vending, illegal dumping. All this stuff was happening and on the front pages and of the news and the newspapers in Los Angeles. Illegal vending, illegal dumping. And
Didn't they just quarantine?
no, the city council approved illegal vending and made it legal. So now you can do your vending with your tacos and your
Without a license.
and your pineapples. No, they're going to collect a license, but it's not right. And I'll tell you why. One, you're putting the guy down the street who has to pay a lease, has to pay insurance, has to pay employees, has to pay state tax, has to pay gas, water, power. He has to pay for his supplies. You're putting him out of business. Right, these cats are making $5,000 a weekend. Some of these vending operations, and
Like a
they're
taco truck?
Yes, and they're right there against people's houses.
Wow.
So
Some of them are good, by the way.
Yeah.
And I like. I just ate at Trejo's not too long ago. Love the Mexican
Yeah,
cuisine.
but that's
I
a
hear what you're
place.
saying. Yeah, they
Okay.
shouldn't do that. They should go somewhere
because
else.
at the end of the day, when they leave,
there aren't
the
any
cockroaches
restaurants.
and the rats and the spilled food and the urine, because they don't have any bathrooms, all stays there. Okay, so you see, what do you look at? I'm telling you, if you think LA is going to change in 10 years, if something isn't done
it's
right
going to
now,
change, but will it change for the better?
why don't you go look at Detroit? Why don't you go look at the south side of Chicago? Why don't you go look at East Cleveland? East Cleveland, which is a suburb of Cleveland. It's its own town, though. It's like Orange County and Los Angeles County. Go drive through East Cleveland. It'll blow your
How about
day.
parts of St. Louis,
St. Louis,
New
I mean,
Orleans, Atlanta?
go to San Francisco.
Hey.
All right, go down to San Diego where they have hepatitis A on the streets and people are dying.
That's what I was talking about. That's what they quarantined because there was so much bile and poop and diarrhea and urine
Hepatitis
and needles
A.
and stuff.
People were dying
Yeah.
in San Diego.
But was it one of those like little tent cities that they take over 3 or 4 blocks? And
It
just
was a
put-
whole downtown area. They had to wash the streets out with hazmat crews every night of the week
Jeez.
until they broke that up. So here's the point. If you think LA's not going that way, if something doesn't change, welcome to Los Angeles.
Skid Row ain't getting no smaller.
55 blocks. 55 blocks.
It was like 30 when I moved here.
It was like 10. I remember it being 3 blocks.
It's bad. I mean, and they're just going from one drug needle to the next high to some kind of.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The Pope, the Jesuit Pope, he says
The latest
that-
one?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Pope.
my God.
He says that hell doesn't exist, and that's what he says now.
What
He
a-
says the hell doesn't exist.
What a traitor to that sect of the religion. I just have to say, I got friends that are Catholics, and they'll roast me for saying it, but he's an evil son of a bitch.
Well, he's a Jesuit
Well, you call him what you want.
from the
I'm
Dark
calling-
Pope.
Yeah,
There's a white Pope and a dark Pope. The light in 1541.
he's on the dark side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's a
he
Jesuit.
doesn't agree in this. Now the Bible, I don't know, and okay, we can allow this, and yeah, homosexuals are cool, even though it says, God, man should not lay with another man, but we'll, I'm just going to pick and choose what I believe out of the Bible now.
So Ohio decides to
10 soldiers and
In
Nixon's
Ohio,
coming.
they decide
We're finally
to-
on our own.
to legalize no permits needed to open carry in Ohio,
Perfect. Let's go there.
in the state of Ohio.
Come on.
You can
Road
open
trip.
carry.
Road trip.
Road trip.
When
Okay.
it comes down to it.
What is your idea about
Soldiers are
open
cutting
carry
them
and not
down.
open carry?
I think everybody should have something and be trained to use it, and you have to be qualified and prove yourself, to get a permit to carry. Open carry, I think, is great because a lot of places where people that can't really defend themselves, like women and whatever, have it on their side and they're not messed with. And at the same time, I'm sure crime is a lot lower in those places where the guy that's thinking about robbing a convenience store or hijacking your car or breaking into your house, knowing that everybody has something to protect themselves with, is going to think twice and go somewhere where it's a gun-free safe zone.
Like all the high schools are gun-free safe zones.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this whole thing,
If I was a criminal, why would I go to a place that I know 18 of the 20 people in this restaurant are packing heat? And then try and hold it up for a few $100 and then rape the waitress and, whatever, finger the dog, whatever they do. I don't know. It just doesn't make
not
sense.
finger the dog, thumb the dog,
Thumb
because
'em,
they're
that's
part of
right.
this new generation.
Okay.
They got big
It
thumbs.
just doesn't make sense. So, of course, they're going to go for where there's less repercussions and there's more victims per capita.
So this thing at Parkland High School, okay?
That's it.
Many are saying that was
The chick
that people
taunted
died,
the dude.
but that was false. There was
I
a
think
false
it's a
flag
chick.
around it. No, I'm not talking about the chick at YouTube. I'm talking about the
No,
Parkland.
the
Parkland.
skinhead chick and that
Yeah.
little gay dude, whatever
So
his name is.
what do you think? You think
Butts
it's
or
false
Rabbit or what's his
flag?
name?
I mean, people actually died, but do you think it's false flag that the CIA or Black Ops or whatever was a part of this? The government was a part of laying this out and making it bigger than it is because they controlled all the news media?
You mean like Vegas?
Interesting. Or do you think now it's horrible that people got killed, but But they kill people all the time. Look what the government did to African Americans, black people in the South in the 30s and 40s. They shot them up with syphilis and gonorrhea because look what they did that. So the government is the evil here.
I don't want that again.
It's the evil.
You can't catch it twice, right?
No, you can. But there's a strain of
Cool.
gonorrhea out there now that the medicine
It
isn't
laughs at penicillin.
working. It laughs at it, man. So now you got to take one of those screwdriver
You
reamers.
put your dick
and
where?
what you do? What they do is they take this thing like a reamer and they put it up there and they ream it
Like a pineapple corer. I love those.
Right?
God, it only hurts for like a few weeks. And then I guess when your eyes stop bleeding, then you're cured from crying. It's just-
I don't
You
know.
sit side. No, which brings me to this amazing fact that I was. Oh, besides the cowards that left that place where the kids got shot up that were armed guards. They
Oh
didn't
yeah,
want to interfere.
those cowards.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway,
Right.
what gets me is I have several friends, and they're adamant about one of the things also that
After
the
the
last
show, you're not gonna have
administration
any friends.
passed. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm not worrying about working in this town again. That their grown, whatever, confused brother who so badly thinks that he or it should be a girl and demands to use the bathroom with your little daughter just because he wears lipstick and a wig.
Oh, he
and a
can be
stuffed
whatever
bra
he
and
wants
fishnet,
to be,
and he
right?
identifies with a female
that's the
that
word.
day.
He
What's going on with
identifies.
that? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I think it's just
If I went into a little
It's
girl's bathroom
disgusting.
and I'm not and now they got all these
Look at-
wrestling coaches and swimming coaches and volleyball
they
coaches.
got this one
Yeah.
chick.
Oh my
They
God.
got this one girl who wants to be a boy. They won't let her wrestle with the boys because she's a girl. So she wrestles with the girls, and she's in high school, but she's been taking testosterone shots, and she looks more like a boy. And she's like
whipping ass.
champion
I'm sorry,
every
he
year,
is.
every year. She's like the state champion. It's not fair to the other girls. It's not fair. You see, it's not right. You're a girl or you're a boy, and there's no in between.
No, there's
no in between.
There's 65 genders.
No, yeah, right. 65 genders up my ass. There's only 2 genders, boy and girl, male and female.
What about other?
No,
say
there
you're
is no
born
other. There
Born a
is no-
eunuch.
You're not born a eunuch. That doesn't happen, and it happens in such small percentage.
There you
Any
go.
other,
But now
that
the whole
it doesn't make
lib
any
side
difference.
and
Why
rainbow
should they have more rights than the
millennials,
mass?
They want everything.
cares?
Like if you identify and you think unicorns are real, then you're in your own separate category.
Oh,
because,
so you guys.
But I'm just saying now. I saw something about 2 weeks ago where it's a whole different alphabet in an insequential order of all these acronyms and stuff, and now they're trying to make you're not using the right pronoun because I feel offended and I don't agree with that and I'm not really one of those, so put me in this category, and
I think the parents.
God.
I think the parents of that child is they're
something
just as
wrong.
screwed up there.
Something wrong.
Something happened
And they're teaching that shit in school.
at a young age.
Yeah, that's okay. Don't worry.
It's okay to have sex. It's okay to have sex education for 9-year-olds now and 10-year-olds,
Timmy's
12.
mom-
Why do you need to know about that
Timmy's
stuff?
mom is a
What's wrong
man.
with you? Timmy's mom is not a mom. Well, not a man. Timmy's mom is a mom, and Timmy's dad
But they
is
have
a
these
dad.
books that I forget the names of. I should look it up right
This
now.
is why
or
people
whatever.
are turning to homeschooling.
And something else that starts with a home.
Yeah.
God, it's just
It's not.
sad.
Look it. It's not. It's not that. It's not that you're a bad person because you're something that you want to identify with. But don't
Go
shove
for
it
it.
down.
Yeah.
Don't shove it down my throat.
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Don't.
You know. I mean, in that respect,
Figuratively, you can. Not. But if you disagree with how they feel, what they think, then it's you're the one that has a problem, mister.
switch gears here. Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan in
love Paul
2008.
Yeah.
Paul Ryan in 2008, when all this banking stuff was exploding, he has the inside plan, and he liquidates all his stock or a big portion of his stock in several banks, big banks.
Didn't see that one coming.
Right? And they just found out about it.
Nobody tipped
You
me
know
off.
what? Are you kidding me? I mean, seriously.
Nobody
I'm
tipped
done.
me off.
I am done with Democrats. I am done with Republicans. I am done.
I want Americans back in this
I am
country.
going to go back to my belief that all government is evil.
This Paul Ryan, just like Mitch McConnell,
Uh,
there's a lyric in a song by Jethro Tull. It says, "For he who made kittens put snakes in the grass."
Yeah, that's exactly right. They're all snakes in the grass, every single one of them. Anybody who's a politician out there today, you're a freaking snake in the grass, and you only care about your ass, and you only care about your pocketbook, and I don't care what party you're from. I'm
Doesn't
done.
matter.
I'm done with them. I'm done with them. I'm done
Because
with
it's
them.
bunghole
But I'll tell you
in
what,
the jungle.
that's why I
and
voted for
it's
Trump.
all right
By
by
me.
me. Because I'm a tiger when I want love. When I'm a snake if we disagree.
I love Jethro Tull, man.
Oh, caller, you're on the air.
Okay, no caller on the air today.
I'm just kidding.
don't
I
want to
love
talk to
saying
him.
that.
I know
What
you
else
do.
can we talk about and piss people off and make them maybe see some truth and do some fact checking and stay away from, MSNBC
Fox
and CNN.
Fox News and CNN and MSNBC and CBS, they're all a bunch of scumbag lying idiots.
How about
Every single
OAN?
one of them.
OAN, One American News.
That's okay.
But these people that all they watch is one channel and that's all they're
Here's
fed.
the problem. You
That's
got to
all
go
they're
get
gonna
a-
believe.
Okay, here's the problem. I
Yes.
invite everybody to get this new book by Jerome Kersey. Jerome Kersey has got this book. It's a phenomenal book.
Have you read it?
Yes, I have.
No, have you read it?
No, I don't
Mr.
know.
Michaels.
No.
You don't
Okay,
give a
it's,
shit,
it's
do
a
you?
phenomenal book. It's a phenomenal book.
Yes, sir.
And he holds no punches about the dark, deep state.
Yep.
Okay? And he covers both. He has no political agenda. He's a researcher. He worked for the CIA. He worked for the FBI. He worked for Army Intelligence. He worked for the government.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy's got yin yang soup. He's got alphabet in his name, up and down, up and down.
Yeah, yeah.
PhD,
Yeah, yeah.
PhD, masters. He's Jerome Kersey. Get this guy's newest book.
Wow.
Okay, and also get Peter Schweitzer's newest book. That's two authors. Go get them, and I'll tell you what. Both
have
of
to
them
write
are
that
saying
down
the same
after,
thing.
yeah.
Okay, and what Jerome Kersey says is this about what we were talking about.
Which subject?
About politics, both Republican and Democrat, and the news. And
What about the independents?
Okay, he says this, and it's real simple. He says, "Here's the problem. The problem is why our society is so dumb." And he doesn't pull any punches. Why we are so dumb, and we're getting dumber by the moment, stupider by the day, stupider by the birth. And here's why. When they stopped reading.
Oh, yeah.
30 years
Yeah,
ago,
yeah.
there was a big push in technology, and people stopped reading.
I've been listening to
Okay.
this guy on YouTube by the name of Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson is terrific.
Amazing, intelligent,
He's very,
well
very,
articulated.
very, very popular right now.
Oh, wow.
But people stopped reading. Reading causes you to think for yourself, and there's a tactile approach to reading. When you're looking at the computer, or you're watching, or you're listening, you don't have the same.
No.
You don't have the same reaction. When you read, you think, and so
And write,
and
and
write.
hold a pen.
So here's the thing.
The only thing they're taught now is how to sign their signature.
No, but they don't even have. You're going to thumbprint and iRetina. Look at.
Did you say
If we
retina?
don't start reading, if we don't get back to reading, we're a lost nation. We are a lost people.
That's what they said.
And they want that to be. You see, there is a society out there that wants everything happening the exact way it's happening right now. You think this is like out of thin air? Do you? Come on.
Not 242 years ago when the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. People nowadays are not taught cursive in school. It's all typing and stuff like that. The only thing they learn how to write is basically their own signature, signing their name away on whatever form that they just were presented to or filled out by an attorney or a phone company or whatever you want. Long story short, a lot of the kids now cannot read cursive because they're not taught that, so they don't know. They can't read the Constitution. They can't read the Bible. They can't read, certain magazines unless it's online and print. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I totally agree with you. I love reading myself because it takes me away from this flat screen LED hook line and sinker, not sink you line hooker. Everyone has one of these, and there's this huge port on some of these billionaires that this was designed to stimulate your brain and give you dopamine. The first thing you do when you wake up is you check how many likes you have, and you tweet this, and you Instagram that, and you Facebook Messenger, blah, 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 and you blah, 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 maybe look at the weather, and then you start emailing and typing where you're having a breakfast across the table from your wife or your children, and everyone's on their friggin' tablet, their phone, their stuff like that. What do you think that's leading to in the next 15, 20 years?
Brain dead. An autonomous human being that just does out of instinct and reaction and doesn't think.
Oh, go back and look what the people said that invented these phones, and it's all now.
You know who
it's been
funded
proved, AT&T and Apple and all these people. It's to track every bit of data, your personal thing, your emails, your texts, your passwords, your banking, your text, anything and everything you ever do in your life is on your phone.
Right.
And when you lose it, you're SOL.
Right.
But everything's being tracked. When you even unless you take your battery out, all your conversations are listened to. Anything that you look with your camera, which
And
is
you
why
can't
there's
take batteries out anymore. Not on the new phones.
I don't know.
Can't
I have
take
nothing
batteries.
to hide. I'm just saying it's an invasion of privacy.
Well,
And it's been proven.
there is no privacy anymore in
There
this
you go.
country. We have no liberty. This is not a republic.
I got you.
We are living in an oligarchy. This is an oligarchy
I
in
thought we lived
society.
in
No. Liberty is just
Democracy.
liberty is just an illusion.
Oh.
The Constitution has been raped, robbed, and destroyed, except for the Second Amendment. That's the last one they can't get their hands around yet.
So why
Yet.
did all of our forefathers go to war and fight for our freedoms? And die and suffer and become casualties of war?
It
if not
doesn't matter.
dead.
It doesn't matter because a lot of those wars were paid for by the Rothschilds, both sides. They were hedging bets like you do in Vegas.
Gotcha.
Doesn't matter. Rockefeller was the first one. John D. Rockefeller was the first one to support and invest in Big Pharma. He created Big Pharma. He
Yeah.
funded it.
Wow.
Why is that?
Guys, before we end, I just want to put prayers out to all those that are suffering, those that have any kind of disease, whether it's mental or physical. I want to say we love you. We're sending you light. There's two choices in life, change or acceptance. If you cannot accept the things, you have to change them. And if you can't change them, then you have to accept them. So,
David Shark Freilich, man, it's good to have you back with us.
good to be here. I love you. Thank you, Mr. Michaels. Thank you, Mr. Torero. And thank you, God Almighty, for allowing me to come here and be above ground another day. You guys rock.
We covered a lot of stuff today.
Thank
Wow.
you. Peace.
Check it out. It's archived now on thepowerofvoices.com, on YouTube Live, YouTube at Jesse Torero and The Power of Voices. Also, Facebook here at facebook.com/Jesse Torero. Be archiving it up as well. Sorry we couldn't get the Instagram site going right now today, but you got it all right here. Check out the show.
Woo!
It's the Jesse T Show.
That's a
On the
strange way
Thursday.
to tell me you love me. That's a strange way to tell me you love me.
Yeah. Have a good one. The Brown Beauty's off duty. Till next week. See ya!